is an absolutely beautiful day because today we have some Lakers basketball. So, the Los Angeles Lakers announced their roster for the upcoming California Classic in Sacramento, July 3rd and 5th, and the NBA 2K24 Summer League in Las Vegas, July 7th through the 17th. Assistant coach JD Dubious will serve as the head coach for the Lakers. I won't be at the California Classic, but I am going to try to go to as many Summer League games here in Vegas as I can. So, if you're out there, keep an eye out for me. I'd love to see you. And, feel free to come say hello. When I get there, we'll make some announcements and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I am really excited for this. And the Lakers roster looks like this. Here's half of it, and I'll show you the other half just so it's more digestible. But a couple key pieces, because I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Colin Castleton I am pumped to see him play. Like, pumped. I actually think he has a real chance to make the Lakers roster. I really do. He's a guy that I think can really make an impact. Obviously, Max Christie. I'm curious how much Max Christie actually plays. Right? Like, I think he'll get some burn. I think he'll get some run. I just don't think he's going to play heavy minutes because I think the Lakers kind of want him. I think this will be more of just like conditioning more than like him actually trying to play. And in all honesty, I actually think the Lakers can win Summer League. I genuinely do. I mean, this team might be better than the one that we actually won Summer League with. And that was with like Lonzo Ball and like, who else was on that? Kyle Kuzma and we had Alex Caruso, I think, on it and stuff like that. Like, this roster is nice, real nice. Alex Fudge is another guy the Lakers are really high on. It'll be interesting to see how he does. Bryce Hamilton, he's pretty interesting. I don't really think he has a shot, but he's somebody that I'll definitely be keeping an eye on. Just kind of seeing how he works out. Here's the kind of second half of that. Obviously, Scottie Pippen Jr., Cole Schweider especially. How does his defense has improved? That's going to be a big thing we're going to look at. We know he can shoot the lights out. We know he could shoot the damn basketball. But can he play defense serviceable enough to stay on the basketball court? That was the problem. It wasn't necessarily his shooting. It was just that, like, you can't have him on the court when the guy basically can't even stay in front of me. Like, that's a big problem. So if he's able to prove like, oh, he can play some defense and stay in front of guys in Summer League, then I could see him maybe getting an opportunity with the Lakers, which would be really nice because I'd like to see him shine. I'd like to see him get a little burn, get a little run. Scottie Pippen Jr., I think look, he could take some great strides for the Lakers, and I still don't think he makes the roster. Just because I think the Lakers already have Gabe Vincent, D'Angelo Russell. The reports have already came out that the Lakers really want to kind of focus on Austin Reeves, kind of handling the ball and being the point guard, which is fine. That's cool. I love it. But the Lakers just have so many pieces at like the point guard position. But I do want to look at Scottie Pippen Jr. Maxwell Lewis. I'm really pumped for him and Shafino because I think both of them have a real opportunity to make an impact. Maxwell Lewis especially. Like, I think Maxwell Lewis could really earn himself some quality minutes if he's as good as projected, as good as advertised. Hodge, Lakers are extremely high on him. It's another guy that could really make some impact, make some noise. But I really love the Lakers Summer League roster. I think front to back, I think it's deep. I think it's talented. I think we got a lot of like really just nice guys. And I think there's a lot of guys that we really do need to keep our eye on. Because like usually when you're talking about like these summer leagues and you're talking about, these like classic games and stuff like that, there's usually like on the Lakers 3, maybe 4 guys at the most that you really want to keep an eye on that may or may not have a real opportunity to do anything. Usually 1 or 2 of them are the Lakers picks, and then the other ones are just kind of G League guys that you... But no, I really do believe that the Lakers have a handful of players that could very well make the roster this year. And the Lakers have 2 open roster spots. So I really do think this is a real tryout opportunity for some of these players. And the Lakers don't really need anything else. They could use another center, definitely, right? But do they go the veteran route or do they bring in a Colin Castleton, right? Who, again, I am extremely high on. But here's the schedule. Here's what the games look like. Not just the Lakers games, but the California Classic in general. Again, it's July 3rd and 5th. The Lakers are game 1 at 3 p.m. today against the Miami Heat. That should be fun. That should be a good, solid game. And then you have the Hornets and the Spurs, and then the Kings and the Warriors. And then on the 5th, you have the Hornets and the Warriors, and then you have the Lakers and the Spurs, and then the Kings and the Suns. Again, just a couple games just for fun or fandom. This isn't like, legit NBA Summer League type thing. It's just, again, California Classic, 2-day event. You can go, doors open at 2 p.m. So if you're interested in that, go enjoy that. Again, it's in Sacramento, so it's a little bit out of the way from LA. But, hey, a lot of people would like it. Look, I'm excited for Lakers basketball. I'm excited for basketball, period, but especially Lakers basketball, right? Anytime I can just kick back, watch some games, stuff like that, it would be some fun. And just, get a good feel and a good look at our young guys. Because some of these guys very likely are going to be very key parts to our future. Especially guys like Schifino, Lewis, and Max Christie. Right? Those three guys in particular, because they're already on the roster. So those three guys specifically are very important for the Lakers' future. Whether the Lakers grow, develop them, and turn them into something, or they just kind of build them up to trade for somebody. Regardless, they're going to be a big impact guys. But then you have several other guys that I think could really make some noise. Like I said, Colin Castleton. I really like Colin Castleton. I really do think that Colin, he gives you an athletic big with upside. He's young, talented. He runs the floor really well. He also can handle the ball. Like, he's a center that can get the ball off the rebound and run the break. He's a guy that could bring the ball up with confidence and isn't going to make some silly turnovers or mistakes. Like, he has a lot of really good tools and intangibles. Now, he's not really known as a three-point shooter, but there are plenty of centers in this league that never shot a three a day in their life and came in the NBA and ended up shooting threes really well. Like, it's a skill that can be taught. And he doesn't have to be like lights out elite. He's got to be serviceable, right? Just be enough to where teams have to respect it and teams have to step out. And if they do, and if you can, then there you go. It's an absolute home run, right? But Schifino and Lewis, because again, Max Christie, I obviously, he's the guy that I think has the potential to be the stud, right? Like, he already might be the best defender on the Lakers. Like, one-on-one defender. He's elite defensively. He's really good defensively. And he shot like 41%, 42% from three for the Lakers in the regular season. I know some people like go, yeah, but he shot like 32% or whatever in the G League. But it's a completely different circumstance. Spacing, type of play, his role in general. Like, there was just so many factors. Like, he was just kind of on the court in G League rather than like when he was on the court for the Lakers, he actually like had to dig it. Like, it was just two completely different scenarios. Now, the NBA minutes was a very small sample size, right? If we're going to be fair and we're going to be honest, right? So I don't necessarily need him to be 41% from three, but can he be 37%, right? Like, that's perfect. 38%. Like, that would be perfect. But I don't know how much he's going to actually play during Summer League. I would love if he gets a good bulk and really gets conditioned. We really get a nice look at him and he's just dominating everybody and we're just like, okay, yeah, this guy's ready. Let's go, right? Especially at that shooting guard spot, right? For the Lakers, you can make an argument that the Lakers could use a shooting guard, right? And that's kind of one of the reasons why like Malik Beasley is rumored to maybe potentially coming back, because you have Gabe Vincent, who's 6'3", right? You can kind of play him at the shooting guard at times, right? Like, the beauty is with the three guards. So you got D'Lo, you got Reeves, and you got Gabe Vincent, right? And all three of those guys kind of rotate. Like you could play any two of those three. I mean, you could even technically play all three if you want to do, but you could alternate any. So you could have D'Lo and Reeves, which will probably be the starters. But you could also go Vincent and Reeves, Vincent and D'Lo. Like that helps. But it would be nice, and it kind of feels like the Lakers are kind of banking on Max Christie to kind of be that guy, right? Like to be that starting level shooting guard, but very likely off the bench, which is nice. And look, before we got Taurean Prince, I actually and hey, who knows? I mean, it's still not impossible, but I was talking about how, like, look, Max Christie, he supposedly grew an inch or two, so he's 6'6", 6'7". Max Christie, I wouldn't be shocked if is our starting small forward by the time we get to the midway point of the season. Maybe even Maxwell Lewis. Like Maxwell Lewis going in was a guy that many believed would be a legit 3-and-D style small forward. Good size at 6'7", hyper athletic. His defensive stock fell last year, but the thing that people didn't take into account about his defensive stock is that his role offensively and with the team in general was like tenfold. He ended up being the guy. So he was like responsible for like their playmaking, their scoring, like everything. Like he was the guy. So it just, I don't know how much I can knock him for the drop defensively, but he was still good defensively. And so he's a guy that if he can show like, hey, look, I'm a solid, not, he doesn't even have to be elite defense. He doesn't even have to be like Jared Vanderbilt, Max Christie level defense. But if he could just be, slightly above league average or around league average defensively, but can be a better shooter than Jared Vanderbilt was stuff, I wouldn't be shocked if Lewis ends up, because Lewis is, again, he's got the size or even the shooting guard spot, right? Like 6'7", if he could shoot the ball and shoot that thing, there's nothing wrong with playing a 6'7" shooting guard, right? Like, so if Lewis can do that and be that guy, then he could end up getting that small forward shooting guard role. Same thing with Shafino, right? I don't know. Look, I think Shafino has potential to be a really good shooter at some point. Little question marks about his shooting right now. But I think Shafino brings a different type of guard than any of the other guards we have. Like with his size and his strength and ability to finish at the rim, he's a guy that I really like. A lot of people compare him to like Spencer Dinwiddie. I've said he's like a poor man Jamal Murray at this point, just because of his size and his ability to get to the rim, finish through contact, kind of run point. But you look at him and you're like, kind of more like shooting guard. He's better defensively, and he might be a little more refined than Murray was coming in. Now, obviously, Murray is just evolved into the guy that he's evolved into, but he started out, I mean, Murray averaged like 9 points a game during his rookie year. Like he was terrible from three and everything else. So like, it wasn't like he came in the league and lit the league up. And Shafino was a guy that many believe could come in and be a 10 to 15 point a game guy right now, and bring you and provide elite defense. Like that's what he was known for, a hard-nosed defensive guy. And Shafino was, in many people's mock drafts, he was anywhere from 10 to 15. So the Lakers, in many people's eyes, looked at Shafino as like, oh, this is a legit top 10 guy. So I'm excited for Lakers basketball. I'm excited to see these young guys. I'm excited to see our draft picks and see like what can they do, how do they look, and hopefully let's get to these wins. We got 2 games in the next 3 days. Let's go get those wins. Let's go undefeated, right? Like let's put some good omens, some good juju out for the summer league, and then leading into the NBA season, right? Let's get it. Let's go win a summer league championship and then an NBA championship. I love it. But Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? You excited? You pumped? Is there anybody in particular you're looking forward to seeing play? Have you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know.